Is the WEOL Diamond Duel, live on WEOL.com and the Chronicle Telegram's YouTube channel. Coming up, the Avon Eagles take on the Brecksville-Broadview Heights Bees. It's brought to you by your North Ridgeville Convenient Sunoco at Center Ridge and Barton Roads. Network Land Title, providing real estate title insurance and escrow services across Ohio. Nick Abraham Buick GMC and Nick Abraham Elyria Ford, Route 57 and East Broad Street in Elyria. Lorain County Community College, real education for good jobs. And by Eco Tree Services, your complete tree care company.
And good evening, folks. Welcome out to Victory Sports Park here in North Ridgeville, Ohio, for the Prebis Memorial Classic softball action right here on WEOL.com and on that Chronicle Telegram YouTube channel. Happy Friday, everybody. I'm Rocco Nucci. He is Jared Kozar. Thrilled to once again provide you guys Prebis Memorial Classic softball coverage here in North Ridgeville. A bit of a new look for the Prebis this year, moving completely away from LaGrange Community Park, one of the host sites for many, many years here for the Prebis. They decided to move everything over here to Victory Sports Park in North Ridgeville. If you don't know where that is at, it's right off of Victory Lane. Jared, right down the street from Hoop Tech, one of the sites of our prior basketball coaching preview shows, and we are certainly excited to bring you guys softball coverage here today. Again, big thanks to our sponsors, North Ridgeville Convenient Sunoco, Network Land Title, Nick Abraham Buick GMC, and Nick Abraham Elyria Ford, Lorain County Community College, and Eco Tree Services. And this is the pregame show brought to you by our friendly friends at North Ridgeville Convenient Sunoco. But Jared, a little bit of precipitation. We were supposed to get started around 5. Looks like we're all set for about a 6, maybe 6:05 first pitch here on field number 6 here at Victory Sports Park, and excited just to bring you guys some softball coverage.
Well, it is the last week of April, and it is the Prebis, the last weekend of April, I should say.
There you go, yeah.
And that brings with it the Prebis Memorial Tournament. We've been doing this. Rob and I actually had a conversation earlier this afternoon at the shop that I think this really probably about 20-plus years ago started our ability to say we're going to do regular season spring sports. Was the Prebis. It was 3 games. We did it all on a Saturday. We did not participate in Friday. It's grown that much over that course of time, over those 20 years. When you think about, we used to basically just be postseason, and even at that, when teams would advance very far, as you'd have storied programs like Elyria softball at the time, Keystone of the time, and other baseball programs that made it. But when you think about those softball programs of Elyria and Keystone, set back 20 years ago, and then certainly the success that both went on to precipitate after that, really set a mark for us to say we can get out here and make a commitment to bring spring sports to everybody in Lorain County.
No, we know certainly that the storied history with both baseball and softball here in Lorain County, the successes of many of the programs, and many of our programs have sustained a high level of success. Certainly, we passed by Amy McMillan, the North Ridgeville Ranger head softball coach. They're in action here this week, and we'll see them tomorrow playing against Medina. That one's scheduled for a noon first pitch right here on WEOL.com. But it is awesome to bring some regular season coverage, and we know, talking with the coaches, they certainly love and appreciate it. They know sort of, I think, that just from an infrastructure standpoint, it's sometimes a little bit tougher to broadcast spring sports, right, as opposed to football, where you have the press boxes and everything kind of nice and tidy in that space for you. Even basketball, a lot of those gyms have internet capability, and some even like a Midview have a true press box. So baseball and softball, though, obviously not the case with a lot of sites. Forefront field for the Crushers, for Avon, an exception there, the Pipe Yard at Lorain maybe as well. But outside of that, not too many spots where we can bring you guys a quality baseball and softball coverage. So we're excited that we can extend that here at the Prebis. Again, this is the pregame show brought to you by your friendly North Ridgeville Convenient Sunoco on Center Ridge and Barton Roads. We're set for game 1 here between Avon and Brecksville-Broadview Heights. Looks like Avon will be taking the first at-bats here today as the Brecksville-Broadview Heights Lady Bees hit the field and get set for first pitch. Let's bring you those starting lineups here. Those are brought to you by Network Land Title Agency, providing real estate title insurance and escrow services across Ohio. First for the Brecksville defense, they'll look like this behind pitcher Rowan Weber. She'll be in the circle here this evening, sporting a record of 3-1, 26 2/3 innings of work for her. She's given up 29 hits, 24 earned runs. She's struck out 28, walked 22 with a 6.30 ERA. The defense around her looks like this. It's Alexis Widmore behind the plate. Kaya La is at third. Evelyn Averill is the shortstop. Bridget Foley is at second with Cassie Costin at first. In the outfield left to right, it's Caitlin Rudloff, Gianna Dassenbrook, and Lydia Smith for the Brecksville-Broadview Heights Bees. They are led by head coach Carl Spataro. And for the Avon Eagles, led by head coach Oaks, they will look like this with their batting lineup. As leading off for the Eagles here this evening, it will be sophomore left fielder Michaela Jankowski. In the two-hole, it is junior shortstop Jocelyn Oaks. The pitcher bats third. That's sophomore Maria Young. The cleanup hitter is in center field. That's junior Jenna Smith. Another junior in the five-hole. That's catcher Avery Reichert. Batting sixth for the Eagles, it is Jordan Ash, the senior first baseman. Batting seventh, it's freshman third baseman Jordan Smith. Katie Heilman in right field is the junior batting eighth. And in the nine-hole for head coach Oaks, it is junior Mia Holstrager batting ninth and playing second base again under head coach Jason Oaks. And you were right, Terrell Dixon listed as one of the assistants here for Avon. So Jared, I know you pointed that out right before we got on air. Terrell in and around the Lorain County softball scene for a long time, hasn't he?
A really good guy and a lot of success. He's raised a couple of kids that have gone on to tremendous softball careers in Lorain County, and yeah, it's just good to see him out there and doing what I know he likes to do. That guy works really hard outside of softball to be able to be available to do some of these games and have a little bit less conventional schedule than most. I know a little bit about him off the field.
There you go. I think I've had maybe one or two conversations with him in my time here at WEOL, but nonetheless, we're ready for softball. There, your starting lineups brought to you by Network Land Title. As the first pitch, from Weber to Jankowski misses low for a ball, 1-0. Numbers on Michaela Jankowski, wearing number 3, playing left, the sophomore for Avon. Sporting a .265 batting average coming into this one, 2 doubles and a triple for the Eagle leadoff hitter here this evening. The 1-0 gets blown by Jankowski, a swinging strike, 1-1 the count. First pitch being made here this afternoon at about 6:02. I should say this evening. Again, we're past 6 o'clock now with a little bit of rain in the forecast. Game time temperature of about 71 degrees again here at Victory Sports Park in North Ridgeville. The 1-1 rise ball, that one misses up and away. 2-1 the count on Michaela Jankowski. Avon, an up and down campaign thus far this spring. Coming in with a record of 6-7 as Jankowski takes the 2-1 pitch for a called strike, 2-2. They've lost 3 out of their last 4, most recently a loss to Berea Mid-Park earlier this week. 7-0 was the final in that one. So a 2-2 count here for Jankowski. Here it comes from Weber, and Jankowski gets a piece of it, sending it straight back to the screen. So we will do it again at 2-2.
You know, when you talk about that, Berea Mid-Park, obviously, tough SWC opponent, and, you're in that part of the schedule where you're playing conference opponents, where the Prebis gives you a chance to step outside of that. Brecksville, of course, a former opponent in that SWC. They've since moved on.
Jankowski in the 2-2 count here. The pitch, that one lifted towards the first baseman, and it'll be gloved easily by Cassie Costin for out number 1. So Jankowski retired on the infield pop-up. And that'll bring up shortstop Jocelyn Oaks, a junior, I assume the daughter of head coach Jason Oaks. You may know for sure on that one. Maybe not. I hate to put you on the spot. But
a little bit on the spot. I'm going to head to dangerously assume. I do that a lot.
Well,
you know that during the course of the day. So why not break precedent?
Well, we know the young Holzhauer for Keystone in our second game here tonight. That is the daughter of Jeff, a freshman at Keystone. Tatum, I believe her first name is. That strike 1 to Jocelyn Oaks. 0-1 the count for the Eagle shortstop. One of the better hitters from an average standpoint in this Eagle lineup, a .282 average. That's good for second highest on the team behind catcher Avery Reichert. The 0-1 pitch is in there for a called strike. 0-2 quickly the count on Jocelyn Oaks. As head coach and acting third base coach here, Jason Oaks barks out some instructions to his shortstop. Batting out of the right-hander's box here in the top of this first inning. 1 down, nobody on, scoreless ball game here at the Prebis. in game number 1 here on WEOL.com. The 0-2, that one sailing up and away, taken for a ball, 1-2 for Jocelyn Oaks.
Brecksville's a team that's come into this tournament over the course of the past, 10, 15 years and just had a lot of success. Certainly they've been a who's who in terms of Northern Ohio softball for the past 10 to 15 years.
The pitch to Oaks, that one misses down and in. Count evens up at 2-2 to Jocelyn. Yeah, the numbers on Brecksville, Jared, 10-3 this season. They are 10-0 in conference play, so they are yet to lose outside of Suburban League play. Max Preps has them ranked 120th in the state of Ohio, riding a 3-game winning streak coming into this one. Here's the 2-2. Breaking ball is taken by Jankowski, and did that get a piece of her foot?
Must have, because
I'm sorry, that was Oaks, rather.
Taking first base.
So Jocelyn Oaks will take first. Yeah, unless I missed a pitch there. It's either ball 4 or a hit-by pitch. So either way, the first base runner of the evening for Avon is Jocelyn Oaks, who takes her spot on first. As that brings up the pitcher, sophomore Maria Young, wearing number 19. 263, her batting average coming into this one. Does lead the team in triples. She only has 2, but Avon as a team only has 4. So she's got half of those as she takes that first pitch from Weber upstairs, 1-0. Again, Rowan Weber, 3-1 coming into this one. 26 2/3 innings of work, 28 strikeouts, 22 walks. So the ratio not incredible by any stretch, but still does enough to put her team in positions to win when she takes the circle. Here's the 1-0. That one is lifted high and out of play behind the screen. So the count moves to 1-1 on Maria Young. Jared, I think we saw Maria in action last year in regular season action against Perry, if I'm not mistaken. Funny enough, we actually had a gentleman come up to us and ask where Perry was playing here this evening. Yeah, but I think that's who we saw Maria Young face off against last year. And that was a very, very potent Perry lineup that did a number on her that afternoon as she takes that pitch from Weber upstairs for another ball. So safe to say the sophomore. She was then just a freshman.
Right. Talent was there, you could tell, but was put into a pretty big leverage situation in that game that we were a part of over there in Avon.
That's a powerhouse program in Perry. Yep. They've certainly thrown their name in the regional hat on more than one occasion. A couple of state titles to their credit as well, I think, as Young lifts that one towards shallow right field, and it will be the right fielder coming in to make the squeeze. That's Lydia Smith retiring Young. And so with 2 down now, it'll be junior center fielder Jenna Smith digging in with a .279 batting average to her credit coming into this one. Jared, you said it, the fences, they move them in from the standard fence that's 300 feet all the way around here at Victory Sports Park, field number 6. And so I don't know the official distance, but you pointed it out when we got up here. It's shallow.
A little shallow to dead center.
The pitch, that one lifted high on the infield. Brecksville should have a play, and they do. It's the first baseman, Cassie Costin, who got busy over there at the hot corner in this first inning. She retires 2 batters, and Weber gets out of it. Avon gets 1 on. They strand her at first. We'll head to the home half of the first as Brecksville-Broadview Heights gets set for their first at-bats. Still 0-0 here at the Prebis. We're back after this.
Spring is here, and that means it's time for high school baseball and softball on WEOL. Before you head to the ballpark, make a quick stop at your locally owned and operated North Ridgeville Convenient Sunoco, your one-stop shop for fuel, snacks, and ice-cold drinks to keep you going all season long. Whether you're cheering from the stands or following along on WEOL, they've got everything you need to stay fueled from the first pitch to the final out. North Ridgeville Convenient Sunoco, fast, friendly, ready for game day, and proud supporters of high school sports on WEOL.
Back at the Prebis, Roccanucci, Jared Kozar here with you. Game number 1 of 4 this weekend for you here on WEOL.com and on the Chronicle Telegram YouTube channel. Avon and Brecksville starting things off. We will move over to field number 8 afterwards, weather permitting, for Keystone and South Range, and then 2 more tomorrow. We'll talk some more about that matchups here in a little bit, but let's get you some more of those starting lineups brought to you here this evening and all season long by our friends at Network Land Title Agency, safeguarding your investment, ensuring peace of mind. That's what Judy Glenn and the folks over at Network Land Title Agency ensure for you. So looking at the Avon defense here this evening, behind pitcher Maria Young with a 5-5 record, 2.53 ERA, 119 strikeouts, 24 walks for her. The defense looks like this. It's Avery Reichert behind the plate, Jordan Smith at third, Jocelyn Oaks at short, Mia Holstrager at second, Jordan Ash is at first, and in the outfield left to right, it's Michaela Jankowski, Jenna Smith, and Katie Heilman. For Brecksville, their 9 in the batting lineup is like this. Gianna Dasenbrook, a center fielding sophomore, leads things off. Kaya Law, a junior third baseman, bats second. Batting third, it's senior pitcher Rowan Weber. The cleanup hitter is Tess Kaza, a junior designated player. Cassie Costin at first, a junior bats fifth. In the sixth hole, it is junior second baseman Bridget Foley. Batting seventh, it's junior left fielder Caitlin Rudloff. Freshman shortstop Evelyn Averill bats eighth, with Lydia Smith in right field, a junior, batting ninth. And here is Gianna Dassenbrook, a sophomore center fielder, wearing number 14, leading things off for the Lady Bees here this afternoon. 457, her batting average coming into this one.
That's all, 457, huh?
That's all, yeah. Nothing too gaudy about that at all, right? As maybe he was going to think about a slap hit there. Instead takes that pitch downstairs for a ball. You're going to notice, Jared, really 1 through 7 have some pretty darn good batting numbers to their credit. Rowan Weber, the 3-hole hitter here today, and the pitcher for Brecksville-Broadview Heights, has some outstanding offensive numbers. We'll get those to you when she takes her first at bat, as this one is lifted to shallow left field, and it's down in front of Jankowski for a base hit. So Gianna Dassenbrook just kind of sprays one the opposite way to left field, Jared. It gets down in front of Dassenbrook for a base hit, and boy, that's not a lot of space that she had to place that one, but somehow found a gap for a base knock.
Now, and when you think about that for a left-hander to go that direction too, really pretty impressive. She's already got a little bit of a head start when she gets out of the box. That might contribute to some of those numbers that you mentioned, 457, but that's the prototypical leadoff hitter you want in the lineup.
So batting second, it is junior Kaya Law, a third baseman wearing number 16, who takes that first pitch downstairs for a ball, 1-0. Numbers on her, Jared, 480. The batting average, 16 RBIs to her credit. So she can certainly swing it a little bit. Maria Young checking her wristband. Runner on first is Dassenbrook. 1-0 the count here. Dassenbrook goes on the pitch as it's in there for a strike. The throw not able to be held on to by the shortstop, Oaks. And in there safely with a stolen base is Dassenbrook. So for Brecksville, their first stolen base of the evening. Coming quickly here.
Got our good buddy, Joel Melvin.
There he is.
Yeah.
How about that? This isn't wrestling. What's he doing out here?
He's running the supplies.
There he is.
That's what he does.
I see he's got the bucket with him, as that one is ripped foul. 1-2 the count here on La. Did he? Okay. All right. So Melvin telling us that Carl Spataro was at Ridgeville once upon a time. Doing softball? Okay. Coached his daughter. Very cool. Very cool.
They know a little bit of softball at Ridgeville.
That they do. That they do. Boy, small world, I'll tell you. in and around the high school sports scene, forget just Lorain County, man. It is unbelievable how many coaches, athletes, media members for that matter, come to know one another, as that pitch is taken for a ball. Lost track of the count here, Jerry. Don't know if you've been doing a better job than I on that front over there. 2-1.
We may have missed one.
Here he said it. It might be 2-2 here on Kaiala, but we'll see. Runner on second is Dassenbrook with a single and a stolen base already. Nobody down here in this home half of the first. 0-0 our score. That one is lifted towards left field, actually tracing foul, and that one off the glove in foul territory, off Jankowski. So new life for Kaya Law at the plate. 2-2, I believe the count remains on her.
Real long run over there in that foul territory in left field.
Well, and you were talking with the coaches beforehand, Jared. They were saying that this field really couldn't take much more water, and from our vantage point, we're right up against the fencing here. It doesn't look bad, but then again, we're not the ones in cleats trying to, hawk down fly balls. As, a breaking ball got Law out on her front foot. She still got a piece of it, but it's right to the shortstop, Jocelyn Oaks, who gloves it easily for out number one. So good job by Maria Young there to induce some weak contact. Gets Law to pop out, and now it's senior pitcher Rowan Weber. Leads the team with a, get this, Jared, 600 batting average, according to Max Preps. Team high 6 home runs, team high 27 RBIs, team high 5 doubles. So an extra base hit threat, certainly, and an RBI threat as well, as she takes a hack at that first pitch and sends it back off the screen 0-1.
It would like nothing more than to help her own cause here
right
early this evening. And a little bit of a short porch, as we mentioned earlier. That might be something she can tee off on.
Yeah, this is one that I think even if you and I were to get up there with a baseball bat, we might be able to poke one over the fencing. 0-1 the count here on Weber. Here it comes from Young. And that one in there for a called strike. Good pitch by Maria Young. Went with the fast stuff at the knees. Got the call. 0-2 the count here on Rowan Weber.
Going right after Weber right now, so you've got to like that from your sophomore if you're Avon in the circle.
Yeah, that could be one of our Nick Abraham, Elyria Ford, and Nick Abraham Buick GMC keys to the game for Maria Young. Throw strikes, throw them early. get in front of these Brecksville hitters. They got a potent offense as that one is lifted towards the right field line. It's into foul territory, is laying out for it, and not able to get there was Katie Heilman, so new life here for Rowan Weber.
Well, certainly when you talk about Brecksville, and as you mentioned, really 1 through 7, that lineup can all do some damage. Staying ahead is going to be a key for Maria Young.
Absolutely. I mean, they've scored some really they've had some really high offensive numbers here this season. They put up 17 against Wadsworth on the 20th this month. Back on the 13th, they put up 17 against Nordonia. They scored double digits in their first 3 games, 11, 18, and 10, respectively, all wins as they got off to the season on a 4-0 start before losing to Walsh Jesuit back in early April. So this is a really good offense, and they know it as Weber lifts that one towards right field. It's caught. They're going to have a double play opportunity, and they get it, as I don't think Coach Spataro realized how shallow that ball was hit. Heilman gloved it easily, and maybe thinking about trying to score was Dassenbrook. Instead, she gets doubled up on the force, and that'll do it here for the bottom of the first. A 0-0 game. This one remains. We'll head to the second between Avon and Brecksville-Broadview Heights. Game number 1 here for WEOL at the Prebis.
Looking to buy, sell, or refinance? Make sure your investment is protected with Network Land Title Agency. As a locally owned title and escrow company, Network Land Title helps safeguard you from financial loss caused by defects in a property title, giving you peace of mind every step of the way. With services available across all 88 counties in Ohio, their experienced team is ready to help wherever you are. Visit NetworkLandTitle.com today. Network Land Title Agency, safeguarding your investment, ensuring peace of mind.
At Nick Abraham Elyria Ford, we make getting into your next vehicle fast, easy, and built around you. And we've got the selection and service you can count on. Right now, buy the Ford Explorer for only $39.9 or lease it for just $4.99 a month. At Nick Abraham Elyria Ford, we make it that easy.
Top of the second here at Victory Sports Park in North Ridgeville. It is the Prebis Memorial Classic here on WEOL.com and on that Chronicle Telegram YouTube channel. Happy Friday, everybody. Rockanushi, Jared Kozar back here with you as Avon gets set for their second round of at-bats. It'll be Avery Reichert, Jordan Ash, and Jordan Smith all due up this half inning for head coach Jason Oaks' Eagles. As they did get a base runner in that first inning, Jocelyn Oaks reached but was stranded there. After a nice pitching job by Rowan Weber, she'll resume activity for Brecksville here in the second. Her first pitch to Avery Reichert is upstairs for a ball 1-0. Good take there by Reichert. Numbers on Avery this season, a .308 average. That's team high. 4 RBIs to her credit, 1 triple. Batting out of the right-handed box here today. Weber from the circle. Here's her 1-0. That one in there on the inside corner for a called strike. Count evens up at 1-1. We do have a little more precipitation in the forecast, I think. Hard to tell exactly when that might be coming down. We think, Jared, in the 7 o'clock hour somewhere, potentially, if we're going to get hit. I know there's a chance it misses us, as that one is taken for a ball by Reichert. 2-1.
Wind picking up a little bit, but it's going from the opposite direction, so you're wondering how that might work. I don't know.
Temperature's dropping a little.
A little bit.
Which is certainly something we can handle, right? We know that with April spring sports. The 2-1 misses to Reichert. Count moves to 3-1. But again, revisiting your conversation with Coach Spataro, I think, right? He was telling you that didn't think the fields here could take a whole lot more.
Number 6 here in particular.
Okay. Well, which would make sense. That is the one him and his girls were warming up on. So here's the 3-1, and that's a good at-bat there by Avery Reichert. That one misses upstairs, and she draws the leadoff walk. So that's exactly what you want right there if you're Avon offensively. Make Rowan Weber work. She's not always the most efficient from the circle. Certainly has good stuff, but Reichert does well there to get on. So that brings up Jordan Ash now, the senior first baseman for Avon, wearing number 10. A .205 average coming into this one for Jordan.
And I just mean to say that as this field, some of the other ones could be in different kind of condition. I know they did a lot of work with drying agent around first base over there while we were in warm-ups.
As Ash squares around, brings it back, and that pitch in there for a strike anyway. 0-1 the count. Could bring up another key to the game brought to you by our friends at Nick Abraham Buick GMC and Nick Abraham Elyria Ford. I think for Brecksville-Broadview Heights, got to be sound defensively. Don't want to give Avon extra outs to play with. You want to be efficient behind Rowan Weber, and that keeps the frustration levels down on a night where those could ramp up with some, okay field conditions, as that one is grounded to third. The throw on to first in plenty of time as Ash is retired. Kaya La throwing that one over to Cassie Costin. So 6-3 Ash is down on the putout. As moving up to second was Reichert. And so now it'll be Jordan Smith, the freshman third baseman, batting seventh here for Avon.
Smart play it there to get the runner at first base and not go after that lead runner, as attractive as that might have been.
Here's the first pitch to Smith. That one misses for a ball, 1-0. Yeah, Reichert with good speed. That ball not hit super sharp to La at third. That ball, I think, kind of carrying her away from second. I think she did well just to take the easy one at first. I say easy one, it's a long throw across the diamond here. Squaring around, but pulling it back is Smith, who takes that for a ball. As Reichert dancing around on second base a little bit after each pitch, really making both Weber on the mound and Alexis Widmore behind the plate think a little bit. So Jordan Smith climbs back in. Just one RBI for her this season. The pitch, and she squares around but pulls it back, and that pitch misses upstairs again. And 2-0, I think he said the count.
I think we're 3-0.
Are we 3-0? Is that where we're at? Okay. Thank you, Jared. Probably ditch the shades now, personally. Yeah. I know that sun's gone down a little bit. That might help me see the umpire a little better. Here's the pitch. That one misses inside, ball four. So you're right, my friend. Jordan Smith reaches on 4 wide ones. The second walk of the inning allowed by Rowan Weber. So now that brings up Katie Heilman with 1 down and 2 on. The junior right fielder for Avon, batting a .184 this season. Getting set for her first at bat here. Weber into the wind. Here it comes. She'll square around. Will Heilman, and that one popped straight back, but that one lands harmlessly on the dirt. Corners were flying in there, Jared, trying to pounce on that bunt attempt, but Heilman sent it foul. Well, that always makes me a little bit nervous from a spectator perspective. Imagine the batter pulls that one back and unloads, and you're sprinting towards her at the hot corners. Can be dangerous. Let's see what Heilman does here, though, in an 0-1 count. Will she square around again? She will. The pitch from Weber is popped up towards the first baseman, and that's Costin, able to glove it easily. Runners cannot advance. So that's a nice job defensively there by Brecksville-Broadview Heights to get Heilman. Both runners stay put, with Reichert at second, Jordan Smith at first. And now it'll be the 9-hole hitter with 2 down. That's Mia Holstrager, a junior second baseman at Avon High School. Only a .125, her batting average coming into this one. Let's see if she just swings away here, though, with 2 down. First pitch to her. Swinging, strike 1. Good fastball by Rowan Weber.
Probably the recipe when you get to this stage in the lineup, and for Rowan Weber, they can, maybe get out of here unscathed if you just keep going, doing what you're doing.
Yeah, all but 8 and 9 for Avon above that 200 mark as far as the batting average is concerned. Only Heilman and Holstrager are underneath that mark in that Avon lineup, as that one is lifted lazily towards the shortstop Averill, who puts the squeeze on it, and the side is retired. So Avon, they do get 2 on. They strand them both, though, as we will head to the home half of the second. Our score remains Brecksville-Broadview Heights 0, Avon 0. We're back after this timeout.
Hi, Tim Elthorn, radio voice of the Cavs. For several years, you've heard me talk about EcoTree Services on WEOL. Recently, I needed trees removed, so of course, I contacted EcoTree. They did an incredible job. The folks at EcoTree were timely, efficient, and the work was flawless. Take it from me. When your trees need attention or even require removal, contact EcoTree Services. Like me, you'll love their work. Find EcoTree Services online at ecotreeservices.com.
Lorain County Community College is where you'll lock in your future success. We've helped thousands of people just like you match skills and experience with a career. We can help you train for a career that is in demand right now. You can even work in your field while taking classes. LCCC will get you prepared, get you credentialed, and get you working. Lorain County Community College. Your goals, your career, your future. Enroll today.
4, 5, and 6 due up this half inning for the Brecksville-Broadview Heights Bees. It'll be Tess Causa, Cassie Costin, and Bridget Foley for Coach Spataro's Bees, as they did get a base runner last inning. Gianna Dassenbrook with a single and a stolen base, but Rowan Weber hitting into a inning-ending double play. And so Brecksville Looking for some offense here, battling Avon righty Maria Young, a sophomore. Again, a 2.53 ERA for Young coming into this one. A 5-5 record, 119 strikeouts though, Jared, just 24 walks. So needless to say, she is efficient. Those are numbers that I think Coach Oakes can accept from his sophomore righty.
Certainly, and pounding that strike zone, as you mentioned, and really started out that way through the first inning of work here, was just pretty efficient and got right after the hitters, no matter what their numbers were.
So Koza, a 3.11 batting average for Brecksville to lead off this half inning for the Bees. Awaits the first pitch from Maria Young and swings and misses at it, 0-1. Boy, good fastball there from Maria Young, spotting it well here early on and often, right at the knees. Tough for those hitters to catch up to that. Young checking that wristband. Into the wind, here it comes to Kaza. That one in there for a called strike, 0-2. Boy, she is just attacking that zone here early in the count. And that's, I think, again, a big key for her here this afternoon. Thinking about the one time we saw her last year, she really struggled, I think, finding the zone consistently in that regular season matchup with Perry. Haven't seen her yet this year, but so far her control seems to have improved quite a bit. And that's strike 3 called. Wow, 1, 2, 3. Maria Young sets her down on strikes. Kaza down looking. First punch out of the day, and that's a strikeout brought to you by our friends at Lorain County Community College. Real education for good jobs. And now it's Cassie Costin, the junior first baseman, with a .359 average, batting here with one down and nobody on. Righty batter here for head coach Spataro. First pitch to her, swing and a miss, strike 1. So 120 strikeouts now this season for Maria Young, certainly one of the more prolific righties in the SWC. I think Avon's problem more often than not has been, can the offense show up alongside the efforts that she has from the circle, as that one misses high and away. Count evens up at 1-1. Young not small for a sophomore either. Certainly one of the taller Eagles as you kind of look around the infield and outfield here. The pitch. That one missed up and away, 2-1. Good at bat here so far by Costin. 7 ribbies for Cassie this year, 2 doubles, so not really an RBI opportunity here with nobody on. Again, you mentioned, though, Jared, that short porch all around. Would not take much, you don't think, to poke one out of here, but easy for me to say. As there's a good pitch from Young, blew the fastball by. Her count evens up at 2-2.
Still a fair amount of humidity in the air from earlier, and other precipitation that might make its way through the area. So that could play a role too in some of the conditions.
And I wonder what kind of footwork you have in the box as a hitter. Can you really kind of turn and unload? As there's a strike 3 swinging as Maria Young got Costin on the wrong foot there. Another punch out courtesy of our friends at LCCC, Lorain County Community College. 2 up, 2 down here this half inning for the Bees. And now it'll be Bridget Foley, the junior second baseman, wearing number 10 for Brecksville-Broadview Heights, a lefty here in the bottom of the second.
Another left-hander to feature in this lineup for Brecksville, but for Young, it's just been the same reps. Really, each batter has seen really the same repertoire.
Yeah, a lot of the fast stuff, occasional off-speed pitch, and there's another good fastball that gets blown by Foley, 0-1. I think she's just trusting her stuff right now. I think she's telling this Brecksville-Broadview Heights lineup, hey, here's my fastball. Go ahead and hit it if you can. And so far, nobody really has. Here's the 0-1. That one misses down and perhaps a bit out as well to Foley. Count evens at 1-1. And Gianna Dassenbrook, a single to start things here. It wasn't hit terribly hard. She kind of just dropped it in front of the left fielder, Jankowski. She got all the way to second on a stolen base, but again forced out on a double play off the bat of Rowan Weber. There's a nice pitch catching the lower outside corner to Foley, 1-2 the count. So Maria Young, pitch away from 2 pretty darn good innings here to start this Prebis for Avon. Young checks the wristband. Into the line, here comes her 2-strike pitch. That one is sawed back behind us, Jared, so we'll do it again at 1-2. Kind of a nice setting here at Victory Sports Park in North Ridgeville. The first time we've done the Prebis from here. A lot of our coverage, or all of our coverage, I should say, has come from LaGrange Community Park, but a nice atmosphere here in North Ridgeville, certainly.
Certainly the case. Plenty of parking. The lights have come on.
Strike 3 is Foley. Can't catch up to the heat as Maria Young strikes out the side, all courtesy of our friends at Lorain County Community College. We've played 2 here at Victory Sports Park in North Ridgeville. We remain scoreless as we head to the third right here on WEOL.com and on that Chronicle Telegram YouTube channel.
At Nick Abraham Buick GMC, we make it that easy. Whether you're upgrading to a rugged Sierra or a refined Buick Encore GX, we make the experience better from start to finish. Right now, lease the 2026 GMC Sierra for only $279 a month for 24 months. We make it that easy.
WEOL.com is your home for local Lorain County sports. See all the latest sports news from around the county, featuring stories by the team at the Chronicle Telegram. Check out our upcoming broadcast schedule to see when your favorite games will be streamed live and free. Find the latest scores all in one place so you never feel behind on the action. And if that's not enough, we have you covered with the latest highlights.
Their pass intercepted by Cowling. Allen coming the other way. Goes up for the shot, made it, and he's fouled.
WEOL.com, your home for local Lorain County sports.
Appreciate everybody tuning in to our coverage of the Prebis Memorial Classic here from Victory Sports Park in North Ridgeville. Again, we're live on WEOL.com and on the Chronicle Telegram YouTube channel. You can get the audio feed as well on the old school WEOL.com app. If you had it before the transition, still works. Streams 1, 2, and 3. We're on stream 1 there. Starting this half inning for Avon, it will be the leadoff hitter, Michaela Jankowski, who takes strike one call. She popped out to first back in the first inning. 265 was her average coming into this one. Jankowski, big crouch out of her. She rips one down the left field line. That's going to get all the way to the corner, and Jankowski's going to have herself extra bases, and that one trickles underneath the fencing actually out there, Jared. So Jankowski, I think she was going to have to stop at second regardless, but it is a ground rule double as that ball escapes underneath the temporary fencing. And again, leadoff double for Michaela Jankowski, her third double of the spring.
And a lot of times that's just conceded because you know that ball can go underneath the fence, but it's, like you said, most times an extra base hit anyways. And Avon's got something cooking here in this half of the third inning.
Yeah, it's who you want setting the table right there is Jankowski, because now you have Jocelyn Oakes, who is second on the team in RBIs with 7. She walked her first time up, but she does have a couple of extra bases this year to her credit as well, and Oakes takes that one upstairs for a ball 1-0. Jankowski will certainly dance on and off that second base to try to distract Weber a bit here. As Avon certainly a good opportunity to strike first here in this third inning. Still scoreless here at Victory Sports Park. Here's the 1-0, swing and a miss by Oakes. She came up empty on a healthy hack, 1-1. Oakes, one of the shorter Eagles within that starting 9, so a tougher zone for Weber to try to spot one. Certainly, I think that factors into what makes Oakes such a successful hitter. The fact that she makes pitchers come to her. Now she squares around, gets a good bunt down as Jankowski's going to get all the way up to third. Weber can't glove it cleanly off the circle, and Oakes is going to sprint to first safely with a bunt single. So a nice, successful bunt by Oakes. Jankowski all the way up to third, and so now Avon runners at the corners here in the top of this third. Still nobody out for the pitcher, Maria Young. A real good chance for her to help out her own cause here.
Yeah, that was about as good a bunt as you could lay down in that situation, and certainly taking advantage of the situation that's going on here and giving Young a chance.
Weber's first pitch to Young is lifted towards left center field. Will that get down? It will. It splits the outfielders. In to score easily is Jankowski. Oakes into third. She'll get the stop sign from head coach Jason Oakes. And into second with an RBI double is Maria Young, and it's 1-0 Avon.
Avon on the board on just a really well-placed double there by Maria Young, and all things going the right way in terms of your base paths. Doing really well there for the Eagles as they take the 1-0 lead, and still looking to do some more damage here with nobody down and runners at second and third.
Yeah, how about Maria Young, man, wasting no time picking out a pitch that she liked there, and she did well to place it in the gap. Swinging at that first pitch, but fouling it right off the plate is Jenna Smith. Down in the count now, 0-1. She's 0 for 1 today as the junior center fielder. Batting cleanup today for the Eagles. She'll get some swinging instruction here from head coach Jason Oakes at third. Jocelyn Oakes stands at third. Maria Young at second after her RBI double scored Michaela Jankowski, making this a 1-0 ball game. The pitch from Weber almost gets away from catcher Alexis Widmore as it missed upstairs. Widmore did well to glove it. Count evens up at 1-1.
Rocco, you need help in the Avon press box football-wise. Jason Oakes is your guy. He can get you internet. He can get you whatever you need, power. He can get you situated with some help, even some food, some pizza.
Hey,
he's that guy.
We'll take some pies. There's a big swing and a miss by Jenna Smith. Came up empty on it. 1-2 the count.
He's got, in many cases, the most important job in that press box as he gets everybody set to go from a tech standpoint. But you will not find a finer and more attentive person to your needs running, a first-class organization like Avon.
The reason Mike Elder puts him up there.
Right.
Is getting a piece of that one and fouling it back is Jenna Smith to stay alive here. Count stays put at 1-2. And I actually just saw on the Avon softball Twitter Coach Elder making an appearance at one of their practices, giving them a inspirational speech of sorts, talking about the successes and the expectations that come with the Avon athletics program. I'm sure obviously Jason and Mike really doing a good job making that happen, but boy, that's a great guy to take some advice from right there, right? Back-to-back state champion head coach Mike Elder as Smith comes up empty on the high fastball, chased it out of the zone, so Rowan Weber gets a big strikeout there. That brought to you by our friends at Lorain County Community College. And with one down now, it'll be Avery Reichert still with runners at second and third. Reichert without an official at bat here today. She walked in the second. So her second plate appearance coming here now in the third. Her team leads Brecksville 1-0. First pitch to her, that one misses upstairs and a bit outside as well, 1-0. Again, Maria Young's RBI double scoring Michaela Jankowski has made this a 1-0 game. Clouds looking a little more eerie behind us. Sun setting has a little something to do with the darkness as well.
Yeah. Not ominous. Come on.
Not yet. Pitch from Weber is taken for a called strike. Weber took a little bit something off of that and got it by Reichert. Count evens at 1-1. Reichert this year 4 RBIs to her credit with 1 triple. A team-high .308 batting average. Hitting 5th in this Avon Eagle lineup here this evening. Here comes Weber's 1-1. Rise ball misses upstairs, 2-1. Again, game 2 here on WEOL.com and on the CT YouTube channel. Weather permitting, Jared and I will take a little trek across this walkway behind us on over to field number 8, where the Keystone Wildcats will entertain the Raiders of Canfield South Range. Here's the pitch. That one misses to Avery Reichert. 3-1 the count. So Reichert, a good at bat here with 2 runners in scoring position. Jordan Ash awaits on deck. She's 0 for 1 today, is the senior. Reichert trying to put her in a good RBI opportunity, and she does just that. Takes ball 4, a hair upstairs, says the home plate umpire. So Reichert will reach 4th base on balls, surrendered by Weber here through these first 3 innings. And so now with the bases loaded, it is Jordan Ash, the senior first baseman. Again, she is 0 for 1 today. A .205 batting average, 4 RBIs to her credit. Here comes the first pitch to her from Rowan Weber. That one in there for a called strike. Caught the corner, the inside corner, I should say, 0-1.
It seems like Weber's done a pretty decent job of finding that first pitch for a strike or, getting him to have to battle it off for a foul, but it's just losing him later in the at-bat.
Weber, her 0-1. That one is lifted high on the infield, and it's actually going to be the right fielder who comes all the way in to squeeze it. Oakes thought about tagging from third, and now some trouble as coming off of second, but scurrying back is Maria Young. So
Avon caught a break there.
Boy, did they. Yeah, you were pointing it out, Jared, and it was a little late to catch it, but you're right, Jocelyn Oakes. I think Maria Young thought she was going to try to tag and score from third, so Maria Young thinking she might just, move up, but Oakes stayed put. Young able to scramble back before Widmore could throw back to second. And so that's a big out for Rowan Weber. 2 down now. Bases still loaded for Jordan Smith, the freshman third baseman. To your point, Jared, I wonder if Weber maybe not as aggressive in the zone after that Maria Young double, because she hit that softball pretty hard.
Yeah.
And not to say one hard hit softball is going to spook Rowan Weber, but maybe just a little more hesitant to attack the zone as consistently as she maybe was in that first inning or the first time through, as there's a big swing and a miss by Jordan Smith, 0-1 the count on her.
Now, and the situation in which it occurred, which allowed that Avon run to score. And that starts to, you think, not necessarily open the floodgates, but it's first blood.
Well, you can certainly kind of close those gates if you can get out of it right here. as Smith watches that second pitch go by for a called strike at the knees, 0-2. So Rowan Weber, give her credit, man. Tough start to this inning, but one strike away from getting out of this with just one run allowed. Jordan Smith trying to help her team put up crooked numbers here. She does well to take that one upstairs, 1-2. Katie Heilman would be next. She's 0 for 1 today as well in the on-deck circle here for Avon.
Weber had one to burn there, but your concern here with the bases loaded, if that one gets away,
right,
you're bringing in a run, especially with the speed of Oaks.
You know, she's certainly looking to score on anything that gets by Widmore, no question. Weber leans in. She fires. Swing and a miss by Jordan Smith. She blew the rise ball by her, and that's a heck of a job by Rowan Weber to get out of danger. We will head to the bottom of the third. Our score, Avon 1, Brecksville-Broadview Heights 0. Bees coming up to bat after this timeout.
Spring is here, and that means it's time for high school baseball and softball on WEOL. Before you head to the ballpark, make a quick stop at your locally owned and operated North Ridgeville Convenient Sunoco, your one-stop shop for fuel, snacks, and ice-cold drinks to keep you going all season long. Whether you're cheering from the stands or following along on WEOL, they've got everything you need to stay fueled from the first pitch to the final out. North Ridgeville Convenient Sunoco, fast, friendly, ready for game day, and proud supporters of high school sports on WEOL. Looking to buy, sell, or refinance? Make sure your investment is protected with Network Land Title Agency. As a locally owned title and escrow company, Network Land Title helps safeguard you from financial loss caused by defects in a property title, giving you peace of mind every step of the way. With services available across all 88 counties in Ohio, their experienced team is ready to help wherever you are. Visit networklandtitle.com today. Network Land Title Agency, safeguarding your investment, ensuring peace of mind.
Back here at Victory Sports Park in North Ridgeville, it is the Prebis Memorial Classic here on WEOL.com and on that Chronicle Telegram YouTube channel. Rocco Nushi, Jared Kozar here with you as we get set for the bottom of the third. It'll be Caitlin Rudloff, Evelyn Averill, and Lydia Smith all due up for the Brecksville-Broadview Heights Bees. As Maria Young, the righty for Avon, will continue to work. Again, this is game 1 of 2 here tonight on WEOL and the CT YouTube channel. Once this one is done, as long as that rain stays away, we'll make a short trek over to field number 8 right across the pathway here towards the back of Victory Sports Park, and we'll take in Keystone and South Range. I spoke with Wildcat head softball coach Anna Saxton on the phone earlier this afternoon, Jared. She was excited for that one, really excited about her team this season. Similar to last year where they got a weird blend and mix of experience and a lot of freshmen that came in. I think she had a group of 6 or 7, she said, that came in, and at least 3 of those contribute on a day-to-day basis, you know, in that lineup consistently. And they're off to a real nice start this season. I believe 13-2 with their record coming into this weekend. So
yeah, had a chance to see them a little bit in between our game. We were at Firelands, or I'm sorry, we were at Keystone.
That's right,
for Firelands,
right,
and
right.
yeah, they had done some damage to that game.
Boy,
I think
did
it was
they.
15-1.
15-0 was the final. Yeah, they beat up on Firelands. Baseball did as well that night, as that first pitch from Young to Caitlin Rudloff in there for a called strike, 0-1 to the junior left fielder. Rudloff, her first at bat here today, .457 her batting average coming into this one, Jared, 5 RBIs. So again, some gaudy offensive averages throughout that B lineup. The pitch is bunted foul straight back. That one actually getting over the screen and clanging off another fence here from one of the other softball fields. So 0-2 the count quickly here on Rudloff. Young struck out the side, I should say, last inning. Got Tess Causa looking, and then Costin and Foley out swinging. 0-2 the count here on Caitlin Rudloff. It's been an efficient 2 innings so far for Maria Young. The pitch, swing and a miss by Rudloff as she blew the heat by her. So Maria Young has it cooking so far. That is 4 strikeouts for her, all courtesy of our friends over at Lorain County Community College.
There are 4 consecutive strikeouts. That's the other thing when you think about that, coming off of an RBI in the last half inning. There's no other place you want to be right now if you're Maria Young than out there and just keeping that momentum going.
Well, that one had head coach Carl Spataro walking toward the dugout, so I'm not sure if he was just having a quick conversation or maybe trying to change the approach up a little bit, as that one is slapped foul right towards us, third base side over the fencing. So 0-1 the count here on Evelyn Averill, freshman shortstop for the Bees here this evening. .286 her batting average coming into the weekend. Young checking that wristband, and What do we have? A slight delay in play here. Now we're ready to play. Young's pitch. That one gets away from the catcher, missed well upstairs. 1-2 the count. As Avery Reichert unable to glove it cleanly. Nobody on the base paths though, so no damage done on that front. 1-0 our score. Avon leads Brecksville-Broadview Heights courtesy of a Maria Young RBI double that scored Michaela Jankowski. 1-2 the count here on Evelyn Averill. Lefty batter here for the Bees. Here comes Young's pitch. And that one slapped foul. May have got a piece of the catcher, Reichert. She seems to be all right, though. So we'll do it again at 1-2. Again, Brecksville coming into this one, they were 10-3, 10-0 in Suburban League play. Avon just 6-7 this year, although we know, Jared, just how tough that SWC can be. I know they beefed up the non-con a bit as well. So this is a tested Avon group, and they look every part of it so far. Big swing and a miss, or no? Did Averill get a piece? I think she did. And Reichert, wow, Reichert unable to glove it cleanly. I didn't think Averill got a piece of that. No. I think Reichert just dropped that, but home plate umpire certainly a much better perspective than us over here. Not by much, I will say we're pretty close, but we do have some fencing between us and the play here. Here's the 1-2 again. That one held on to by Reichert, and that one I think Averill did get a piece of, but Reichert able to squeeze that one, and that is 5 straight strikeouts now for Maria Young, again courtesy of our friends over at Lorain County Community College. Your year, your classes, your future. Jared Kozar, that's Lorain County Community College. So 2 down now in this bottom half of the third, and it's junior right fielder Lydia Smith. $176, the batting average for Lydia coming into this one.
Another left-hander littered in that lineup.
Yep. Nice alliteration by you there, Dr. Seuss, as that one fouled straight back by Lydia Smith.
You talked about the non-conference schedule for Avon getting a little beefed up, but yeah, when you get in conference, you're thinking Ridgeville, Amherst, Midview's improved, Elyria. Some say they're back.
It could be. You certainly have heard some good things about them this year. I know we haven't gotten a chance to see them, but they've certainly played well here in the later stages of April, as there's a big swing and a miss by Lydia Smith, who came up empty. Yeah, Avon's third game of the year, Jared, against Paynesville Riverside, perennial powerhouse on the softball front. Lost that one 11-0, but I'm sure that was great experience all around for these Avon Eagles. As Maria Young, the pitch, breaking ball, and got her out on her front foot, but Smith pulling that one foul.
You know, in a long time, Avon softball coach Ken Matuzak, you know, he set the standard for what needs to happen here at Avon, and that's going to be something that Coach Oakes with familiarity can certainly build off of, because the cupboard was not bare. No,
certainly not. And again, I think just overall athletically at Avon right now, those programs all helping one another. 3 state titles they have brought in this school year: football, volleyball, and soccer. As there's strike 3 called, Lydia Smith unable to pull the bat off her shoulders, and she is down looking. The 6th strikeout of the evening so far for Maria Young. And again, strikeouts brought to you this season by Lorain County Community College. So the second inning in a row now, Maria Young has struck out the side. We've played 3 here at Victory Sports Park. Our score remains Avon 1, Brecksville-Broadview Heights 0. Eagles coming up to bat right after this timeout.
Hi, Tim Elthorn, radio voice of the Cavs. For several years, you've heard me talk about Eco-Tree Services on WEOL. Recently, I needed trees removed, so of course, I contacted Eco-Tree. They did an incredible job. The folks at Eco-Tree were timely, efficient, and the work was flawless. Take it from me. When your trees need attention or even require removal, contact Eco-Tree Services. Like me, you'll love their work. Find Eco-Tree Services online at ecotreeservices.com.
At Nick Abraham Elyria Ford, we make getting into your next vehicle fast, easy, and built around you. And we've got the selection and service you can count on. Right now, buy the Ford Explorer for only $39.9 or lease it for just $4.99 a month. At Nick Abraham Elyria Ford, we make it that easy.
Back here at Victory Sports Park in North Ridgeville. Again, this is the Prebis Memorial Classic here on WEOL.com and on that Chronicle Telegram YouTube channel. 1-0 our score. Maria Young with an RBI double scoring Michaela Jankowski as Avon gets set for another round of at-bats. It's Heilman, Holstrager, and Jankowski this inning, 2 up for the Eagles. As Heilman starts this at-bat with the ball taken outside, 1-0.
They're wasting no time in between these transition innings.
No, they are not.
You got a minute or less.
Well, and again, I think looking at the radar, there's more rain expected later. What time we think, we're not sure.
as Weber fires that one upstairs and misses easily. 2-0 the count. But I originally thought somewhere in the 7 o'clock hour. Last look at the radar, maybe closer to 8 now. But either way, I think, again, precipitation certainly expected here overnight at Victory Sports Park. Tomorrow looks good, though. Knock on wood, as that one is lifted into right field, and settling under it and making the catch is Lydia Smith near the line. And there is one down. Heilman retired on the pop-out. And so it'll be the 9-hole hitter now, Mia Holstrager, due up 0 for 1 today after she popped out to the shortstop, Evelyn Averell, back in the second inning. She bats now with 1 down and nobody on. Her team up 1-0.
You talk about all these fields here at this facility, and it is wonderful. All of them lit, I believe.
I believe you are correct. As Holstrager goes after that first pitch, fouling it straight back over the screen, 0-1.
Couple of all-turf fields.
Yeah, it's split into 2. You have the softball exclusive side, I guess you could call it, over here, where it's still natural. You got dirt grass all the way around, fields 1 through 8. And then 9 through 13 on the other side, I believe, are all turf. As Holstrager takes a swing and a miss at a ball that was well upstairs, 0-2 the count on Mia. They're designed as soccer fields. If you go over there and take a look, there's not even, like the dirt turf that North Ridgeville has where it's differently colored. It's, certainly looks the part for lacrosse or soccer or whatever sport, but they play softball over there, and that's where we'll be for game 2 tomorrow as Holstrager pops that one up off the screen. Foul. We'll do it again at 0-2. Yeah, our 10 o'clock game tomorrow morning. At least it's scheduled for 10 a.m. We'll see how the weather affects things overnight, but scheduled start for 10 a.m. is Elyria Catholic and Rocky River on field 1 on this side, and then Rob Polinsky and I will head across the pathway on over to field 10 for Medina and North Ridgeville. Here's the pitch from Weber. That one lifted high towards us, Jared, and that one's spinning foul. So we'll do it again at 0-2. It's a long reach. I don't know.
I had every confidence in you.
I didn't, so I'm glad somebody did.
I said he's got this.
That's
just flip the old glove over.
Yeah, I don't know. That was, boy.
You can't swipe at it.
Well, I'll tell you, Senior and then Mamanushi did not bless me with great height nor a tremendous wingspan. So I'm a little limited in those capabilities as there's a swing and a miss by Holstrager well behind on the fastball. Another strikeout brought to you by Lorain County Community College. Real education for good jobs. The third punch out of the evening for Rowan Weber. And so the lineup turns back over now to Michaela Jankowski. 1 for 2 today. Popped out in the first, doubled and scored last inning. It's the lone run of the evening so far. This stays a 1-0 game here in the top of the 4th. Here's the pitch from Weber to Jankowski. Good breaking ball. Got Jankowski well out in front of it. And she just dribbled that one foul. First base side, 0-1. And our spring sports coverage on WEOL this year, if you're wondering, where's the video today? Well, no internet, no video is basically kind of how things go right now for us. No hardline internet anyway, as the pitch to Jankowski misses upstairs, 1-1. So we can hotspot it, as we're doing now, which gets us the audio. So we'll bring that to you still on the YouTube with the screen. Jared, you're doing a great job updating the scoreboard as we go throughout these broadcasts. We will have a couple more games live on video, though, for you this season. As that 1-1 pitch in there for a called strike to Jankowski, 1-2.
It's a great product. People really get behind it, and certainly resonates with, I think, listeners and viewers alike. And you can kind of transition, maybe if you get in the car and you want to take it somewhere you're not watching, you better not be watching while you're driving, but you can listen to that app.
Breaking ball, a good one to Jankowski, and the drop third strike will send her to first, but the throw beats her, and the side is retired. So another strikeout brought to you by Lorain County Community College. 4th of the evening for Rowan Weber, and that brings us to the middle of the 4th. Our score still, Avon 1, Brecksville-Broadview Heights 0. Bees up to bat right after this time.
Are you undecided about your future and overwhelmed by the options? Well, don't worry. You're not alone. Lorain County Community College has helped thousands of students just like you find their future career. From short-term training programs to transfer options all the way to bachelor degrees, our programs are designed to set you up for future success. Lorain County Community College. Your goals, your career, your future. Enroll today.
At Nick Abraham Buick GMC, we make it that easy. Whether you're upgrading to a rugged Sierra or a refined Buick Encore GX, we make the experience better from start to finish. Right now, lease the 2026 GMC Sierra for only $279 a month for 24 months. We make it that easy.
Big thanks to Nick Abraham Buick GMC and Nick Abraham Elyria Ford, one of our proud sponsors this spring sports season here on WEOL.com and on that Chronicle Telegram YouTube channel. They will be bringing you our keys to the game each and every baseball and softball broadcast this season. Really appreciate the guys over there at the corner of Route 57 and East Broad Street in Elyria hopping on board, as they typically do for our sports seasons here on WEOL. Really appreciate the whole Nick Abraham family over there.
I think the boss went over there and had a conversation with Wendell Brown at
All right.
Nick Abraham Buick GMC today about explain to me how this whole thing works.
And between Wendell and Sturge, man, you get some great conversations over there as that first pitch to Gianna Dessenbrook misses low and away. 1-0. Yeah, 1-0.
Well, I think one of the things was the guys there they understood what we did during football and basketball season, and they just explained how baseball is going to work the way you have it. And we had our premiere just a couple weeks back over at Avon.
We sure did, as that one is fouled straight back. Count moves to 1-1. That was really a great way, I think, to start the campaign, Jared, having Avon and Berea Mid-Park in baseball at Forefront Field.
I think it was really easy for folks here at our organization to explain that and say, well, I'm going to punch it up here on the Chronicle Telegram YouTube page, and you can look at it and say exactly how we plan to make this happen for baseball, softball.
Yeah, a little bit different, right? With, like we said last inning, not every game being on video, as there's a strike called to Dassenbrook. Count moves to 1-2 now to Gianna, but again, with the live scoreboard updates, we'll obviously have the audio play-by-play on top of that as well. So, doing what we can to bring you guys some baseball and softball coverage in and around Lorain County. I know a lot of folks were looking forward to this spring sports season. A lot of good teams around the area as Dassenbrook goes chasing and missing on a upstairs fastball. Another strikeout, number 7 for Maria Young, brought to you by Lorain County Community College. She's faced the minimum so far, Jared, through 3 1/3. And now it's the junior third baseman, Kaya La, 0 for 1 today, popping up to the shortstop all the way back in that first inning.
You talk about that bandolier of 7 strikeouts. Those are consecutive.
Yeah, they are, all the way back to the second inning. Struck out the side then, struck him out in the third, and starting this fourth in the same fashion. Here's her first pitch to La. That one lifted high third base line, and wow, making the catch is Michaela Jankowski as she brushes up against the fencing afterwards. She's A-okay. Teammates are fired up on that one, and there's 2 down as Brecksville-Broadview Heights able to avoid the strikeout there, but Jankowski ensuring that it's still an out.
And not a lot of room in foul territory as you make your way through the outfield either. So, as you mentioned, the fence got up there pretty quickly in terms of her point of view.
Yeah, that's good field awareness, too, by Jankowski. In a different environment here at Victory Sports Park. Don't know if she's ever played softball here or not, let alone this specific field, but she did well to be aware of things there as that first pitch is fouled straight back off the bat of Rowan Weber. 0-1 the count to Rowan.
Yeah, had to come in on that one a little bit, too, playing around the collar right now. She was not at that previous at-bat. She was a little bit further entrenched in the outfield.
Yeah, it's interesting. They are right on the edge of the dirt and grass as that second pitch to Weber fouled straight back. Again, count quickly moves to 0-2. And again, you said it with the temporary fencing. Things look very shallow all the way around. It's only 300 all the way around to begin with, and then they move it in a significant amount with that temporary fencing. So all, 9 Avon defenders are touching dirt right now. Outfielders right on the border between the edge of the dirt and grass. That one is chopped towards the shortstop, Oaks. She gloves that one cleanly, throws it on over to Jordan Ash at first in time to get Weber, and the side is retired. So Maria Young, again, she has still faced the minimum. Just 1 hit for Brecksville off of her so far. And we've played 4 here at Victory Sports Park. Our score still Avon 1, Brecksville-Broadview Heights nothing. We're heading to the 5th right after this.
Spring is here, and that means it's time for high school baseball and softball on WEOL. Before you head to the ballpark, make a quick stop at your locally owned and operated North Ridgeville Convenient Sunoco, your one-stop shop for fuel, snacks, and ice-cold drinks to keep you going all season long. Whether you're cheering from the stands or following along on WEOL, they've got everything you need to stay fueled from the first pitch to the final out. North Ridgeville Convenient Sunoco, fast, friendly, ready for game day, and proud supporters of high school sports on WEOL. Looking to buy, sell, or refinance? Make sure your investment is protected with Network Land Title Agency. As a locally owned title and escrow company, Network Land Title helps safeguard you from financial loss caused by defects in a property title, giving you peace of mind every step of the way. With services available across all 88 counties in Ohio, their experienced team is ready to help wherever you are. Visit NetworkLandTitle.com today. Network Land Title Agency, safeguarding your investment, ensuring peace of mind.
Big thanks to Judy Glenn and all the folks over at Network Land Title Agency, providing real estate title insurance and escrow services across Ohio. As for Avon, it's Oaks, Young, and Jenna Smith all due up this half inning. Eagles lead Brecksville-Broadview Heights 1-0. Maria Young's RBI double scoring Michaela Jankowski, and that's been it, as Oaks takes that one upstairs and away 1-0. Boy, look at Jason, man, here at 30. I mean, each and every pitch. I know there's differentiating, if I could talk, schools of thought to that, right? But he's doing a good job of instructing his girls. The pitch. That one misses upstairs. 2-0 now to Jocelyn.
Yeah, he's really engaged, I guess would be the word I'd use.
And I love it. I'm the same way. Coaching hoops and independence with the girls basketball program as one of the assistants. I'm kind of... The amount of defensive stances that I got in from the bench in slacks, Jared, is probably too high. Oaks rips that one to center field, and it's by Dazenbrook. That one gets underneath the fencing as well, so another ground rule double for Jocelyn Oaks, the second ground rule double of the evening for Avon batters. And for the Eagles, yeah, just their second hit of the evening. I'm sorry, that's their third hit of the evening. I'm sorry, Jankowski, Maria Young, and now Jocelyn Oaks, each with a base knock off of Rowan Weber. That one was hard hit, my friend. Oaks really got a good piece of that one.
Yeah, I think maybe had that not rolled underneath the fence with her speed, she might have efforted a throw.
I would agree, and now she's going to get all the way to third on a passed ball. Alexis Widmore unable to glove that one cleanly, so Oaks again moving up to third. Big RBI opportunity here for Maria Young. Again, her RBI double in the third that scored Jankowski has been the only damage done in the scoring column for either side. Here's the pitch, and check swing. Did she go? She did. Strike called by the home plate umpire. Count evens up at 1-1. Young 1 for 2 today, popping up in the first, and then an RBI double again in that third. Batting here, awaiting the 1-1 from Weber, and that one misses up and in, 2-1. Young 3 RBIs this year now, 2 doubles, 2 triples. 263 the batting average for her coming into this one, so not sky high by any stretch of the imagination, but certainly she does enough to help keep things moving in that lineup. And that one hit lazily towards the shortstop. It's going to score Oaks from third, and Young is retired at first on a good throw by Evelyn Averall over to Cassie Costin. So Young gets the job done on the RBI ground out. Oaks comes in to score. It's 2-0 Avon. With 2 down now here, or I'm sorry, 1 down now here in the 5th. And now it's Jenna Smith. Smith awaiting the first pitch from Weber. Here it comes. That one misses upstairs, 1-0.
Yep, both runs coming courtesy of Maria Young. It's interesting when that happens, when the pitcher's able to help their own cause.
Yeah,
certainly she's taken advantage of opportunities so far today.
That's the definition of it right there, my friend. Smith 0 for 2 today, awaiting the 0-1 pitch. That one misses upstairs. Or, I'm sorry, that was a 1-0 pitch, so 2-0 now. Boy, I tell you, trying to update the scorecard, you miss a pitch potentially, or you miss the call, you forget what it was. Thank goodness for you, my friend. You're on it over here.
Yeah, and they're moving quick today, too.
They are. I think they know what could be looming here weather-wise, is that pitch is in there for a called strike to Smith, 2-1.
Well, and part of it, I think, is also, in and of itself, there's going to be more action here in terms of both of these teams, I think, have another game between today and tomorrow.
Right.
So, you kind of want to keep it moving on a little bit.
Weber's pitch is hit towards the third baseman. La, who gloves that one, takes a couple of hops towards first, fires it over to Costin in time for the second out. Smith is retired 5-3 on the putout. So, with 2 down and nobody on, it'll be Avery Reichert, the junior catcher. She has walked twice here this evening. The other question, Jared, you kind of wonder where are these other games at, right? Where is that first Keystone game at? Where is that first South Range Raider game at? because we got to make sure we hustle over there and get the start of that one, as that first pitch to Avery Reichert misses upstairs 1-0.
Is your intention to go out and maybe play a rover for one of them and to say you'll be an extra fielder if it helps? I will if you will.
Well, that's so boy. We want to stretch out a little bit there as that one is lifted towards the center fielder, Dassenbrook, who comes in, puts the squeeze on it, and the side is retired. So Avon, they score one more. Maria Young's RBI groundout scoring Jocelyn Oakes makes this a 2-0 ball game. We'll head to the bottom of the fifth. Brecksville-Broadview Heights looking to answer after this timeout.
Hi, Tim Elkhorn, Cavs radio voice. Recently, we had some trees removed. So again, singing the praises of EcoTree Services. In a few hours, EcoTree had removed the unsightly trees, cleaned the debris, and opened the area for a new fence. I can't say enough good things about the people at EcoTree. I've used them several times, always thrilled with their work. If you have trees that require pruning or need to be removed, contact EcoTree, a local business that deserves your business. They've earned mine. Go to ecotreeservices.com.
At Nick Abraham Elyria Ford, we make getting into your next vehicle fast, easy, and built around you. And we've got the selection and service you can count on. Right now, buy the Ford Explorer for only $39.9 or lease it for just $4.99 a month. At Nick Abraham Elyria Ford, we make it that easy.
Back here at Victory Sports Park for the Prebis Memorial Classic here in North Ridgeville. It is a 2-0 game here in game number 1 of 4 that we have scheduled here on the Chronicle Telegram YouTube channel and on WEOL.com. Again, coming up after this, we'll move on over to field number 8, where Keystone gets set to take on Canfield South Range. Right now, Keystone playing Padua over there on field 8. The scoreboard out of sight for us. They don't even have the scoreboards working here this weekend at the Prebis. That would be a lot of manpower. Not that there's already, there's already a lot of folks making things happen here at Victory Sports Park. So we can certainly keep track of our own score as we get set for the home half of the fifth. Right now, Maria Young, Jared, Brecksville-Broadview Heights, they don't have an answer for her right now. She's faced the minimum here through 4 innings, getting set to deal here in the home half of the fifth.
And you think about it, didn't have to labor as much that last half inning as they didn't allow her to strike out the side as they had
That's right.
the previous half inning. So 7 Ks on the evening so far, and looking for more damage here.
So it's Kaza, Costin, and Foley due up here this half inning for the Bees. Tescaza 0 for 1 with a strikeout looking. Takes that breaking ball for a called strike at the knees, 0-1. Man, I tell you what, Maria Young, she spotted it up, she spotted it down, she spotted it in, she spotted it out. She has been lethal in and around that strike zone here this evening. 0-1 the count here on Kaza. Here's the pitch from Young. Fastball fouled straight back over the screen. Count moves to 0-2.
And it was one of our Nick Abraham Elyria Ford keys to the game. Work ahead of these Brecksville-Broadview Heights batters, and she's done just that and given herself an opportunity here with her own offensive output to have that 2-0 lead.
Yeah, these Bees, they've just never really looked super comfortable in that box. They've been a bit off balance. They've been tardy on the fastball, early on the off speed. Another rise ball there, laid off by Kaza as that one missed high and away, 1-2. And again, I mean, you look at the offensive numbers that you got, 3 girls with averages over 450, another 3 that are over 300. I'm sorry, 4 girls with averages over 450. So there's a lot of weaponry in this Brecksville-Broadview Heights lineup, as there's a swing and a miss by Kaza. She came up empty on the big rip. Another strikeout, number 8 for Maria Young, brought to you by Lorain County Community College. So that is how this home half of the fifth starts for Brecksville-Broadview Heights. Now it'll be Cassie Costin, the junior first baseman, digging in as that breeze continues to pick up a little bit. We started the evening with a first pitch temperature of about 71, 72 degrees. That's dropped now into the 60s according to my phone. Upper 60s still, but sure don't feel like it right now. I don't know.
I think we knew it would get cooler. We just didn't know what the rest of the evening would entail.
Bunt attempt by Costin is fouled off first base side. 0-1 the count on Cassie. She's 0 for 1 today with a, you guessed it, strikeout. But a lot of those for pitcher Maria Young. Again, 8 punch-outs. She had 7 in a row at one point in that 2nd through 4th inning. She has been dynamite here this evening. Another bunt attempt by Costin, and boy, she just couldn't square that one up. 0-2 the count here on Cassie Costin. That's how you know Maria Young has these hitters off balance, Jared. I mean, she looked lost on the bunt attempt right there.
A lot of hesitation in terms of what you wanted to do there, square or not to square.
Man, oh, man. I owe Coach Oaks a more extended conversation, I think, about this young lady at some point in time. And a fastball blown right by Costin, well behind. Strikeout number 9 for Maria Young. And again, brought to you by our friends at Lorain County Community College. Your year, your classes, your future. She has made this offense look silly here this evening. Bridget Foley, the junior second baseman, now batting for Brecksville-Broadview Heights. Nobody on, 2 down. Her team trailing Avon 2-0 here in the bottom of the 5th. Young into the line. First pitch fouled straight back over the screen, maybe a bit towards the third base side. 0-1 the count nonetheless. Couple of drops starting to creep in now, I think. Nothing crazy, nothing serious. I do literally mean a couple as I look at my phone screen. A little drop on there, but nothing yet. That would cause us to think about things as that one hit towards the third baseman, Jordan Smith, I'm sorry, who's all over it and catches it for the third and final out. Wow, Maria Young has faced the minimum through 5. We'll head to the 6th. Our score remains Avon 2, Brecksville-Broadview Heights 0. We're back right after this timeout.
Lorain County Community College is where you'll lock in your future success. We've helped thousands of people just like you match skills and experience with a career. We can help you train for a career that is in demand right now. You can even work in your field while taking classes. LCCC will get you prepared, get you credentialed, and get you working. Lorain County Community College. Your goals, your career, your future. Enroll today.
At Nick Abraham Buick GMC, we make it that easy. Whether you're upgrading to a rugged Sierra or a refined Buick Encore GX, we make the experience better from start to finish. Right now, lease the 2026 GMC Sierra for only $279 a month for 24 months. We make it that easy.
Another tremendous inning from Maria Young from the circle has put her Avon Eagles in a tremendous position to try to close out this opener for them here at the Prebis. As they get set for their at-bats here at the top of the 6th, it's Jordan Ash, Jordan Smith, and Katie Heilman all due up for the Eagles. Ash 0 for 2 today, a ground out and a pop out. Rowan Weber continuing to work for Brecksville-Broadview Heights. Her first pitch is chopped towards the shortstop, Averill. She gloves that one cleanly, flips it across the diamond all the way to first in time for out number 1. That's a nice play by Evelyn Averill. That one hit fairly sharp. Took a couple of funky hops towards her. And Ash did well to stay in front of it and make a strong throw over to first for out number 1. So that sets up Jordan Smith down, or now the freshman third baseman. She is 0 for 1 today with a walk and a strikeout. The freshman righty awaits the pitch from Weber. Here it comes, and Smith sends that one back against the screen, 0-1. Rowan Weber has allowed just 3 hits today, 2 runs, both earned. The 4 walks have not helped her case. She does have 4 strikeouts, but she hasn't been bad by any stretch. Avon's just done enough to get those 2 runs across. As Weber misses upstairs, 1-1 the count here on Smith, rather.
I would agree, and you look at that score 2-0 right now in the 6th inning, and you're thinking to yourself, if you're Weber, done enough to give myself a chance to win this game, which is still something that's available.
Absolutely. The pitch, swing and a miss by Jordan Smith, swung over top of that fastball at the knees, 1-2.
And again, Brecksville-Broadview Heights, a lot of success in this event over the years.
Yep.
So certainly some of these girls, maybe they weren't part of that team, or maybe they were on a JV team, or they're now the leaders of the team, but they know what it's like to be at this event.
Here's the 1-2. That one misses inside. Count evens up at 2-2. And Gianna Dassenbrook, she started this game with a single, did the sophomore center fielder, but Brecksville-Broadview Heights without a base runner since that moment, and a double play later to end that same first inning. Again, Maria Young has faced the minimum, as there is a big breaking ball by Weber. Thought that one might droop back into the zone, but it stayed up. Count runs full now, 3-2.
It's a good pitch. You hope she throws it again later on in this ball game, even though you're kind of running out of opportunities.
Yep.
That was something unique.
Yeah, that one's either you're taking it because you were sitting fastball, or you're sending that one maybe over the 300-foot fence. The pitch, swing and a miss. Jordan Smith, tardy on the fastball. It's a nice one. off of the right arm of Rowan Weber. Another punch out, her 5th of the day, brought to you by Lorain County Community College. And there's 2 down now here in the top half of the 6th for Katie Heilman, the junior right fielder. She bats here 0 for 2 today with a couple of pop-outs.
Starting to see some chatter in and amongst the Brecksville-Broadview Heights infield saying, hey, you know, there's 2 down. We're only down 2. We can do this.
Yeah, they are right there as Heilman goes after the first pitch. It's Weber who's going to call everybody off and puts the squeeze on it for the 3rd and final out. So we will head to the bottom of the 6th. Brecksville-Broadview Heights, can they find some offense? They trail Avon 2-0 here at the Prebis at Victory Sports Park in North Ridgeville.
Spring is here, and that means it's time for high school baseball and softball on WEOL. Before you head to the ballpark, make a quick stop at your locally owned and operated North Ridgeville Convenient Sunoco, your one-stop shop for fuel, snacks, and ice-cold drinks to keep you going all season long. Whether you're cheering from the stands or following along on WEOL, they've got everything you need to stay fueled from the first pitch to the final out. North Ridgeville Convenient Sunoco, fast, friendly, ready for game day, and proud supporters of high school sports on WEOL.
At Nick Abraham Elyria Ford, we make getting into your next vehicle fast, easy, and built around you. And we've got the selection and service you can count on. Right now, buy the Ford Explorer for only $39.9 or lease it for just $4.99 a month. At Nick Abraham Elyria Ford, we make it that easy.
Back at Victory Sports Park in North Ridgeville, it is a 2-0 Avon Eagle lead as we get set for the home half of the 6th. For Brecksville-Broadview Heights, it'll be Caitlin Rudloff, Evelyn Averill, and Lydia Smith due up for Coach Spataro's Bees. Again, Game 2 tonight was originally scheduled for 7 o'clock. We didn't get Game 1 started until shortly after 6. We'll have Keystone and South Range chest down the walkway here on field number 8. Looks like they are still playing over there.
Still battling.
So that's good news for us. This has been a quick game, all things considered, thus far, as we've been playing for about an hour and change now. An hour and 15, you could call it. So let's see what Brecksville-Broadview Heights can do. Let's see what they talked about during that intermission in the dugout there. As, again, Maria Young for Avon, she has faced the minimum here through 5, allowing just 1 hit. So Brecksville-Broadview Heights just trying to find a way to solve her. She has proven to be nearly untouchable here this evening thus far. Rudloff 0 for 1 today with a strikeout. Maria Young takes a look at that wristband on her left arm, fires, and the bunt attempt is popped up but fouled back off the screen. 0-1 the count on Rudloff. And maybe that's what you got to do if you're Brecksville-Broadview Heights to try to get the party started. And do we maybe have a pinch hitter here? Well, Rudloff is 5. She's in the on-deck circle. I'm not sure. We got a 34 batting right now, which would be Olivia Nuziolik off the bench, and she pops that one back. So I'm not... I mean, it was Bridget Foley who lined out to end last inning, so I'm not sure how Rudloff would be in the on-deck circle now. She was due to lead off this inning, but I digress. It is Niziolik batting here, down 0-2 in the count, takes that one outside, 1-2. Unless I'm just totally mistaken here on my scorecard, but I mean, the fact that she's faced the minimum makes that fairly simple for me. I know you took a peek, right? So right. I don't know. I'm not sure what's going on with that. I see Lydia Smith in the dugout awaiting her at bat. Is there strike 3 called to Niziolik? And she is set down on strike. So another punch out, the 10th of the evening for Maria Young, brought to you by Lorain County Community College. And now it will be Caitlin Rudloff. So I don't know if they just missed an at-bat there, because Evelyn Averill was due up between Rudloff and Lydia Smith. I see Lydia Smith in the dugout awaiting her, or she's in the on-deck circle now. Rudloff's up. So that may have been a boo-boo as far as the scoring card goes there, as that one is sliced foul over the screen, nearly clipping a couple of Olmsted Falls Lady Bulldogs walking by.
Well, in the meantime, Rudloff down to the count 0-1.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, I am not...
all water to the bridge.
Not entirely sure what happened with there. Yeah, we don't have to harp on it too long. May end up not really mattering. Rudloff 0 for 1 today with a strikeout. Maria Young into the line. Here it comes. Breaking ball. That one stayed up and missed up. 1-1 here, the count on Rudloff.
Kind of approaches with that swinging bunt or that, half swing
The
opportunity.
slap hit, yeah.
The slap, and gets out there. And again, being the lefty, it's about put the ball in play,
Yep.
and hopefully you can get on base and you've got a head start.
The 1-1, and that one is slapped towards Coach Pitaro. Nice hands over there by the head coach.
Got a good hook.
Fair hands.
Yeah.
Nice. That was
Yeah.
nicely done. Yeah. Had to get down a little for that one, too. Uh-oh. So you always got to stretch it out. Athlete, coach, administrator, doesn't matter. Everybody's got to get limber here at the yard. The pitch. That one misses to Rudloff. Count evens up at 2-2. Good at bat here by Caitlin.
What does Coach Pitaro do later on? Is that the ice? Is that the heat or
Oh,
the
boy.
ointment? Wait, what are your three?
It's heat now,
I think
ice
it's
later,
heat,
right?
yeah,
Isn't that
right.
how they kind of prescribe that? I don't know if you got to elevate the shoulder like you do the lower body, but that pitch missing upstairs to Rudloff, 3-2. So one of the better at-bats we've seen from Brecksville-Broadview Heights. Rudloff doing a nice job to lay off some of these rise balls. We've seen a couple of her B teammates chase after those, but not so here for Rudloff. You can't tie it up without that tying run on base somehow, and that's exactly what Rudloff's trying to do here. Lydia Smith again in the on-deck circle. The pitch from Young. Rudloff went after it upstairs and came up empty. Strikeout number 11 for Maria Young, again brought to you by Lorain County Community College. So now it's Lydia Smith, the 9-hole hitter, and the junior right fielder for Coach Spataro batting. Maria Young just continuing to deal from the circle, having faced the minimum thus far. That was an interesting sequence of hand gestures she just gave the rest of her defense. I don't know if that was celebratory or legitimate alignment communication, but nonetheless, we're ready to pitch, and that one misses low to Lydia Smith. 1-0 the count on her. Lydia is 0 for 1 today with a strikeout looking. The only Bs to not strike out have been Kaya Law and Rowan Weber. Everybody else has been set down at least once on strikes, and Lydia Smith empty on that fastball. Young blew it by her, 0-2. And Jared, they're just, they're not able to catch up with that right now. And I think she's complementing it well with the off-speed. She's gone with the fast stuff more, but they can't touch it.
I think last half inning was the first time she led with an off-speed pitch.
Another fastball just below the knees to Lydia Smith. Count moves to 1-2.
But you're right. There's been good variety, and again, it's all about repetition. Just the motion, everything that goes on in that pitch is pretty much the same as the one before it.
Here it comes from Young. That one fouled back over the screen towards field number whatever that is behind us. So we will do it again at 1-2. Again, Keystone and South Range is our scheduled game number 2 tonight. Everything being pushed back this evening because of the weather. We got started here at around 6. We'd figure, I don't know, maybe around 8 o'clock for game number 2 as that one's popped back again out of play. Count stays put at 1-2, maybe a little after 8, although I don't know the rules and regulations on when you can.
You don't have them with the lights. You're okay.
Okay.
You're okay.
You wouldn't think, right, with all the lights, but.
Well, I digress. I go back to when we were in that state championship game.
That's right. That one lifted towards shallow center field, and it's going to get down for a base knock, and that's the first for Brecksville-Broadview Heights since that first inning. Wow, nice piece of hitting there by Lydia Smith. I mean, she just dropped it perfectly between really a trio of Avon defenders. You had the left and center fielders, Jankowski and Jenna Smith, as well as the shortstop, Jocelyn Oaks, all trying to converge on it, but they can't get a glove to it, and it lands for a base knock. The lineup turns back over to Gianna Dassenbrook, the only other B with a base knock here this evening, Jared. She bats here with 2 down and a runner on.
And if there's any solace for Avon, it's that it happens with 2 down here late in the game.
Yeah, so Maria Young a chance to really make that not matter. Dassenbrook, though, goes after it. First pitch swinging, and it's a fair ball down the left field line. As Smith will take a rounding turn around second, but head right back there and stay put as Dassenbrook plays a little station to station here. Back-to-back singles now for the Bees. And do they have something cooking here in the bottom of the 6th? 2 down still, but 2 on, with Kaya Law now stepping in for the Brecksville Bees. 0 for 2 today with a couple of flyouts.
And not one of the Bees that fell victim to the strikeout. So she's going to put this one in play, you would think.
It's just her and Weber this evening for Brecksville that have not struck out. Again, Lydia Smith stands on second after her 2-out single. Dassenbrook followed that up with one of her own. Here's the pitch as that one is lifted towards the second baseman, Holstrager, who races in and makes the catch, and the side is retired. So Brecksville-Broadview Heights, they threaten with a couple of 2-out knocks, but Maria Young able to get out of it. We've played 6 here at Victory Sports Park. Our score remains Avon 2, Brecksville-Broadview Heights 0. We're back with the 7th inning after this.
Looking to buy, sell, or refinance? Make sure your investment is protected with Network Land Title Agency. As a locally owned title and escrow company, Network Land Title helps safeguard you from financial loss caused by defects in a property title, giving you peace of mind every step of the way. With services available across all 88 counties in Ohio, their experienced team is ready to help wherever you are. Visit NetworkLandTitle.com today. Network Land Title Agency, safeguarding your investment, ensuring peace of mind.
Lorain County Community College is where you'll lock in your future success. LCCC will get you prepared, get you credentialed, and get you working. Lorain County Community College. Your goals, your career, your future. Enroll today.
Well, how about this scoring update, Jared Kozar, north of the border? How about those Cleveland Guardians up 5-0 over the Toronto Blue Jays, as Toronto is yet to even take an at-bat. Daniel Schneemann a home run. George Valera, how about him? A 2-run RBI double. And Angel Martinez following that up with a 2-run home run. So the Guards have struck for 5 up there in Toronto to start the evening. How about that?
Nice way to get that one going, guys. I was going to say, that just started at 7. How could it be that robust of a number? Well, Daniel Schneemann in Toronto.
Boy, howdy.
He can really make it happen.
Well, did they get Quan out of that
he's not in the lineup.
Leadoff spot?
Yeah.
Okay, he's out of the lineup.
He's not in the lineup tonight.
He hasn't looked right this year, and I know that even extends back to like late last year, which raised some concerns. Should they have shopped him at the deadline? Did they do well to hang on to him? Probably still too early to tell on that front, but you're hoping he picks it up. First pitch to Avon's Mia Holstrager, up and away for a ball, 1-0.
Still one of their better guys with runners in scoring position on the young season. So while he hasn't been the table setter, he's gotten it done when he's come up in a pressure situation or two.
I know they kind of changed his approach, changed his swing a little bit, which Holstrager swinging and missing at that pitch, 1-1. Or maybe a pinch hitter here actually for Holstrager. Let's see, that's number 11. That is Genevieve Jankowski. So Genevieve Jankowski batting here to start this. Top of the 7 for Avon, in for Holstrager.
I think that's the only lefty in the Avon lineup.
You might be right.
Yeah.
Here's the pitch to Genevieve. That one in there for a called strike. Weber painted it on that outside black. Count moves to 1-2. Moving to center. May have hindered Quan a bit as well, at least from a mental standpoint. Just it's different, right? Moving left to center. You're standing in a different spot defensively. You're changing things offensively. There's a lot of newness for him this year. Jankowski goes after that pitch and rips it up the middle for a base knock by the diving shortstop, Evelyn Averill. And how about Genevieve Jankowski? The 4th hit of the day for this Avon offense. And it is a leadoff single here in the top of the 7th. Eagles already up 2-0. And the lineup turns back over now to Michaela Jankowski.
And they'd like to put tack on another one here if they could, I think, based on what they saw the last half inning out of Brecksville. They know they're not going to go quietly.
Right. And maybe Brecksville finally saw something that they thought they could do with Maria Young last half inning. Unable to score, though. Bunt laid down by Jankowski, and it gets by the first baseman on the errant throw. Rounding third and sprinting for home. Able to score easily here is Genevieve Jankowski. Michaela behind her is going to stop at third, and it is 3-0 Avon on the throwing error by Brecksville-Broadview Heights. I think that was the third baseman, Kyle Law, who overshot the first baseman. Hard to tell who the first B was to pounce on it. My eyes immediately went towards the base runner, but either way, the throwing error scores Jankowski from first. Michaela Jankowski stands at third, and it's 3-0 Avon. First pitch now to Jocelyn Oakes in there for a called strike, 0-1. So a big-time throwing error there for Brecksville-Broadview Heights. Gives Avon some potentially much-needed insurance as Oakes comes up underneath the fastball. May have got a piece of it, but the catcher, Widmore, squeezed it 0-2.
Yeah, it was a situation for Avon where they were, conceding that out, just hoping to move the runner around and put themselves in another position to plate one. Well, they did that and have a chance to do more now.
Oaks awaits the pitch. Breaking ball. Gets by the catcher, Widmore. Here comes Jankowski sprinting from third. The throw not nearly in time. And it's 4-0 Avon as Jankowski comes in to score. So both Genevieve and Michaela Jankowski coming across to score this half inning for Avon. And it's 4-0 Eagles here in the top of the 7th. Will that be enough insurance for Maria Young to close this one out easily? Here's the pitch from Weber. That rise ball missing upstairs. 2-2, says the home plate umpire now. Oaks today, a couple of base knocks, a bunt, a double, and a walk to her credit. 1 run scored. That was the 5th. In the 5th, I should say. Here's Weber's 2-2 pitch to Jocelyn. Fastball in there, catching the inside corner for strike 3 called. Another punch out courtesy of our friends over at Lorain County Community College. So Oaks retired for the first time today. And it will be the pitcher now, Maria Young, the sophomore righty. A couple of RBIs already to her credit. She also popped out in the first. Rowan Weber trying to keep it right here at 4-0. A pair of runs already across this half inning for Avon. And she misses that first pitch upstairs to Young, 1-0.
Yeah, it's one of the rare times Young hasn't come up to bat with somebody on base for her. So she wants to keep this one moving along for Avon. She's going to have to get herself aboard.
She has smoked a couple of softballs here this evening. And she goes after that one, chopping it foul down the third base line. Count moves to 1-1 as Kaya Law all over that one. 4-0 Eagles here in the top of the 7th. Maria Young has been dynamite from the circle for Avon. Had faced the minimum going into last half inning. Brecksville finally getting a couple of more base hits off of her, but unable to score. Young batting here with nobody on. The pitch is a breaking ball that's laid off by Young. It bounces off of the plate. Count moves now to 2-1 on Maria. Rowan Weber continuing to work for Brecksville-Broadview Heights. I think she's been fine here this evening. Just hasn't had any assistance from the offensive side of things. Young ropes that one to left center field. That one nearly left as it bangs off the bottom of the temporary fencing to throw into second. Ooh, maybe a closer play than Maria Young thought, but she is in there standing with a double here in the top of the 7th.
Yeah, I think maybe she was under the impression that might go underneath the fencing and be that
That's what I was
double
thinking,
that we had seen, and certainly it gave us every indication that it would have been. We're going to get a pinch runner for Young here.
Yeah, we are. Good eyes, my friend. That's Lily Smith off the bench, pinch running for Maria Young. So Lily Smith tags in for Maria Young. Maria, you would assume, just going to go over there and try to get warm for what would be her last inning pitched here this evening. Trying to close it out in the bottom half. But Avon not done here in the top half as there's a big swing and a miss by Jenna Smith. 0-1 the count on her. Jenna 0 for 3 today. A pop out, a strikeout, and a ground out for the junior center fielder. Just one down here in the top of the 7th. Avon looking for some more after 2 have already scored. Smith's bunt is foul. Count moves to 0-2. Avon, they have the 4 runs on 5 hits. 4 walks from Rowan Weber. She has struck out 6. But, again, you can hold Avon to whatever number you want. Doesn't really matter if you can't score on offense. That's been the case here for Coach Spataro's Bees. Weber, though, again, trying to keep it right here. The pitch, the rise ball gets by the catcher Widmore, racing all the way up to third, and staying right there is going to be Lily Smith. And so run number 5, it would be run number 5, creeps that much closer to the plate for Avon. 1-2 the count here on Jenna Smith. Again, still just 1 down here in the top of the 7th. The pitch is lifted foul, first base side, over top the Avon dugout. Look at Joel Melvin over there. Heads up, Joel.
He's that type of guy.
He could take one, I think.
Oh, yeah.
Take a couple. Might be all right. I love it. Zero hesitancy from you on the, oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. It sounds like you may know from experience, my friend. You pelted Joel with a couple of softballs back in your days. That's good. That's good. The pitch. Oh, that one is high and deep to left field. It's got some carry. That one's gone. touch 'em all, Jenna Smith. She clears the temporary fencing out there in left center field, and Jenna Smith unloads for a 2-run blast, and it is 6-0 Avon here in the top of the 7th as Jenna Smith got all of that pitch from Rowan Weber, didn't miss a stitch, Jared Kozar, and she clears that temporary fencing and tacks on 2 more.
We talked about the short porch. It was going to come into play at some point, and it does here in the 7th inning with Avon looking to pull away here and able to come away with a couple of runs, and then that one might be the knockout blow.
I think
right
it will.
there.
I think it certainly will. Rowan Weber, she's going to stay in there as she does have 1 out already here this half inning, and I think maybe Coach Spataro understanding this one. Here off the bat, you could tell she got a good piece of that one, and she got good lift on that one and cleared that temporary fencing. So Avery Reichert getting set to take her 4th plate appearance. She only has 1 official at bat because she flew out to center back in the 5th. Boy, you were smarter than I going back to the car for a
we got going on here.
That one misses.
That's an hour and a half, but yeah.
Believe me, it is not up to us, broadcast or not broadcast, but they're not paying attention to that. As Avery Reichert, who takes that joyous trot around the bases. It is all Avon here in this 7th inning. They have ballooned their Avery Reichert, a solo blaster.
Yeah, that one more of the line drive variety, but it got up and got out of there. Was not.
Yeah, Jenna Smith's definitely hung up in the air. For a little bit. I was not thought, if anything, Jared, maybe it would just as pitcher. Okay, so Rowan Weber's day is done, and so you can close the book on her as Emma Lyon, the freshman. It's timeout.
Hi, Tim Elthorpe, radio voice of the Cavs. For several years, you've heard me talk about EcoTree services on WEOL. Recently, I needed trees removed, so of course, I contacted EcoTree. They did an incredible job. The folks at EcoTree were timely, efficient, and the work was flawless. Take it from me. When your trees need attention or even require removal, contact EcoTree Services. Like me, you'll love their work. Find EcoTree Services online at ecotreeservices.com.
At Nick Abraham Buick GMC, we make it that easy. Whether you're upgrading to a rugged Sierra or a refined Buick Encore, right now lease the 2026 GMC Sierra for only $279 a month for 24 months. We make it that.
Avon right here in the 7th. A pair of home runs of the back-to-back Jack variety, my friend. Jenna Smith, a 2 solo blast of her own, and it's been a 5-0. Batting now against newly entered Emma Lyon. Kind of finish this one, but unable to get out of the 7th here. She'll take over. Misses upstairs. Evans up at 1-1.
Not necessarily a pressure situation. Right now, you're a freshman. You're down. You're just in there to go there, get through this half inning.
I still almost felt a little bad as that pitch in there cold coming in.
Yeah.
I mean, both from a literal and metaphorical. You're cold from a temperature standpoint as well as that one.
Get what was going on throughout the ball game. 2 runs basically, and what was a pretty tight one here in the 7th.
Big uppercut swing and a miss there by Jordan Smith, the freshman third baseman, who's 0 for 2 today with a pair of strikeouts and a walk. 0-1. That Jordan Ash base knock, the 8th hit to side over the dugout, heads up again. Joel Melvin. Count moves to. He could do some serious damage with
the retaliation from him would be catastrophic. But I'm just saying, is you look at a guy like that and you realize.